So Simon, you've been wearing your cowboy hat and looking more like a hillbilly, and now you're doing some farming, is that right?
It's like green acres here.
So you want to show me something? What are you showing me?
Josh and I planted these yesterday. These are the little plugs, the yellow rattle plugs, the wildflowers. And we took them out of their thing and popped them in there and gave them some water, and now they've kind of gone like that. So they've all...
What's the word you used to describe it? They've gone...
Boing.
Simon, why are you taking your clothes off in front of everybody?
Because I'm going into the water.
Why are you going into the water? Wild swimming is not accepted in this boatyard. What are you doing?
To cut a rope off a propeller.
Ah, there's a rope stuck on the propeller.
Yeah.
Well, can you be safe, please?
I will try.
Nice speedos.
Yeah. Just the water is going to be really shallow. Whoa.
You alright?
Yeah.
Is it as shallow as you thought?
It is shallow, but it's mud. Don't cut the prop off. Still try to do it on. Pass it up to you because I'm just going to go around the other
Oh, Simon.
If you ever wonder what we do when you're out in the river enjoying yourselves for the day, here's some of the things we're doing. Steve is making another cable drum table. So we built a couple of these for our accommodation, really like them. So we got another giant cable drum, split it in two, and now we're making another couple of tables for it. This grey box here is the engine cover for the workboat. I'm just busy putting sound insulation into it, gluing that in place. And then the giant green thing is our boat moving trailer that we use for lifting boats out of the water for storage and servicing in the winter. So it's been in here for about a month, and we're just doing things like, I think it's had new wheel bearings, a service, bits have been painted up on it. It's got a new pad here. They sort of wear out after a couple of years because they just get wet and damp. So yeah, we often find we've got an hour or two in the middle of the day that's a little bit quiet before everything comes back, and we're always doing these little projects to keep things going.
Gardening stuff. Sometimes we get some really interesting and unusual boats down in the boatyard, and we've got one just stopping here on its way through, going to its home mooring, but it's a really cute little steam launch. Let's take a sneaky little look. Nice red and white decking, all very festive. Beautiful red seats throughout, looks like leather seating. And then when you go down this end, you can see there is the steam engine. It's going to be pretty impressive when it gets going. What a lovely way to see the river. The Beccles Bell.
I'm glad you know the difference.
So something else we do when customers aren't around is gardening. And you can see the difference Chelsea's making to this path, because here it's all a bit ruggedy. And where she's been,
Doubles in size.
it's really nice. So things we do in the boatyard when the customers are out having fun. One of the things we're trying to do with the boatyard is do some rewilding around the area where we can to encourage more plants and insect and good life. And so Simon found this lady in a project, something to do with green hay, and we're preparing the ground for it. We've already had one lot. So I'm going to ask Simon to tell you a little bit more about what on earth is this project.
We'll try and make space for wildflowers to grow. So I can't remember the name exactly of who it is we contact, but something to do with like rewilding areas of farms and things like that. Got a hold of them through the Broads Authority, and although we're not a farm, they've been quite helpful. So what we're doing is we're clearing an area of grass. We've got to get it down to like really short grass and bare soil, and they're going to bring some seeds for us to try planting, like yellow rattle. The idea is that wildflowers will start to grow here and then it'll spread around a bit, so that's going to help everything.
And will that be prettier for our guests?
Yes, it will be, but they suggest that we leave a lot of it growing long like this because it's sort of a habitat for small animals and insects and things like that. So we just picked an area. Josh progressively mowed it lower and lower with the tractor. Joanna's now sweeping up the last little bits of grass, and then we'll put some seeds on it.
Brilliant. Do we know when she's coming with the seeds?
No, it's just when she drops by, but we've got some seeds of our own to put on it anyway.
Fab. I hope I managed to catch her, because last time she came when I wasn't here. Let's see what happens this time. And here's one. That's what it looks like when it's got all the green hay on it, and then you trample over it as many times as you can. Trample, 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 to try and loosen up the seeds that are naturally in all of this hay and get them in. That's the idea. And then hopefully in the spring we'll see some lovely wildflowers. Simon's preparing the ground.
Joanna's doing most of it. One of our houseboats, we've refitted the bathrooms a few years ago, and the bath has developed a small crack. And so because it's been empty for a few days, Steve has been working on replacing it with another bath. There's the panel. We go through into the bathroom itself. There you can see a shiny new bath, all being fitted in. He makes it look really easy, but it's quite fiddly because the bath only just fits the width of the room. I specifically chose these. When we refitted this bathroom a few years ago, this was the kind of optimal size that would work in there. And yeah, I mean, it's done well. Had a lot of people having baths in it over the last few years, but we've got a new one in, so that's a little sort of winter maintenance job that we're getting on to early.
So this is Katie, and she's brought us some seeds so we can carry on doing the bits that we're doing with it. What are we doing with these seeds?
Trying to make more kind of wildlife-y areas, wildflowers, that sort of thing.
And why do we do that?
This is yellow rattle, and it is a parasite on the grasses, so it allows less robust plants to come through. So this should help.
Cool.
Thank
Very
you.
much.
You're welcome.
So has this been tricky to fit?
Yes, because the original bath was put in, then you level it all out, and then you put all the cladding on. So I had to get the old one out in such a way that we didn't damage anything.
Oh yeah, 'cause that cladding's quite nice. But yeah, I remember actually now.
Thick.
Yeah, you did the bath first, and yeah, so it's coming out.
So basically you push the bath right in, then when you put your sealant in there, that stops any water getting behind it. So you do that with tiles. And because this bath, even though it was the exact same make and from the same place, but as I said, with a different mould, it was slightly wider and slightly longer, so I had to make a few little minor adjustments just to get it in.
Yeah, and it was so close in size that a couple of millimetres more makes a bit of a difference. But
it does when you're so close.
Yes.
So close. So, but it's going in quite well.
What's in the intro today at the office? Busy day. Little Ollie is in the in tray, keeping the bills warm. We'll know when we get there.
Yeah. But with this one, it's nearly done. So basically, I've connected all the pipework up. I'm just doing the
Earthing stuff.
So we don't want anybody touching these and getting a static shock.
Yeah.
So that's good to do things like that. Not to have our customers come back time and time again.
It's not a one-off, is it?
There you go. Quite a few different things we get up to in the boatyard when everyone else is doing experiences out on the river, bringing it to life. We're forever tinkering around, sorting things out, making sure that things are right, because for us it's really important that you have a great time when you're with us.